sir, my first question to you is, you have held key position at education institutes throughout your professional career. What keeps you connected with the education sector, and how has your experience been so far?
First of all, thank you for giving me time to share my experience, knowledge, and idea with you. And regarding this point, I just want to mention that before joining CSMU, I was in industry for 14 years. And the point to join CSMU is I found this is a good place where I can teach and research. Both can be done here, and the atmosphere is very nice. And the advantage of having connection with academics is you are free to do whatever you want, or whatever the interest area you have, you can work on that. So this is the biggest advantage while associating with academics.
Right, sir. So we'll move on to our second question. Being the HOD of Mechanical and Mechatronics Engineering of CSMU, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
Yeah, first of all, I want to introduce my department. I'm leading two departments. One is Department of Mechanical Engineering, and we are offering BTech in Mechanical and Master's specialization in Thermal Engineering, Manufacturing and Design. And third one is Product Design and Development. And of course, we have PhD in Department of Mechanical Engineering. Whereas in Department of Mechatronics Engineering, we have BTech in Mechatronics and Masters in Mechatronics with specialization of Automotive Technology. Now coming to the concern related to what I'm doing and what is my responsibility. First, we have well-structured curriculum for BTech in Mechanical as well as Mechatronics. And we have structured this curriculum based on the input from several domains, means feedback from the academics as well as industrial experts. So based on that, we have designed. So that is one part which we are looking. Second is we have well equipped lab for both MTech and BTech in Mechanical as well as for Mechatronics. And being HOD of these two departments, I'm trying to get international ties up with university as well as industry. So that will help our students to get more exposure of what they are learning in theory class or as well as labs. So that is one part of my responsibility. And since I was from the industry, so I know the gap between industry and academia. So I'm trying to fill those gaps. So it means that we are introducing a model-based design approach for our students to teach. It means whatever students are taught in class, talking about theoretical class, for example, the design of machine component or the dynamics of machine systems, mechanical system or mechatronic systems. So that was, I mean, if you see in previous case, that was based on the calculation only, manual calculation. So nowadays we have several softwares, and we are encouraging our students to work on open softwares. Nowadays we have several open softwares. So developing the model on these softwares, giving some inputs value and getting some outputs, and correlating between input and output. So these are called model-based design. I mean, you can change the mass, you can change pressure, temperature, and whatever the physical parameters for the mechanical system. Wherever for the mechatronic system, you can change the sensor input in the range of certain voltage, and that can be in a step input response or a ramp response. So how your system behaves. So based on that, we are teaching a student in same fashion. So the student can get more ideas about how and what they are learning. So they are, interfacing the physical model with mathematical model, which is surrounding our society, or you can say the industrial components. So that is the biggest advantage of teaching approach based on the model-based design approach. So that is on words. The next is focused on project-based learning approach. Every student is mentored by our department faculty, and apart from the lab session, we are spending more time on a project-based learning approach. Means we have a small amount of student team, and we have several teams. So we are monitoring, and we are just giving technical advice to the student to get more ideas, exploring their ideas to get some output from that model. So it is like, again, calculating all these things, simulating, and for the mechatronic system design, they are interconnecting with sensors and actuators. So this is like day-to-day learning approach we are doing, as we are same in lab or in classroom.
Right, sir. Sir, that was certainly an insightful answer, that you are trying to integrate the international and practical exposure in your department. So, sir, going forward, my next question to you is, do you have any extracurricular activities or program to enhance the skill of the students and expose them to the real world challenges?
Yes, we have several programs, like our students, they are going for summer internship, where based on whatever they have been taught in class, so they are learning the practical systems, or you can say practical problems they are facing, or they just want to make a replica of the same model in software. That is one part. Second is we are providing software training during the summer, and also for the student who wants to participate in several student clubs we have. For example, for mechanical system, we have SAE, or other mechatronics students, we have robo clubs. So these student clubs gives more exposure of a student to understand the real problems. For example, if you talk about Supra, Baha competition, or FE cycle competition, then certain guidelines are provided by SAE. So let us say if they are designing a frame of FE cycle in CAD or any other software, then there is a finite element analysis done by student. But the deformation, whatever it is there, it should be under the guidance or protocol which is given by SAE. So these are the basic things, and these are the professional things that the students are learning, and it is same in industry. So there are several protocols which we have to follow. If you talk about automotive, then motor acts are there. Several ISO protocols are there which we follow the testing limits and all. So that is also one way to train the student apart from the daily life of what they are getting from a theoretical as well as practical classes.
Right, sir. Very well. Sir, my next question to you is, how does the curriculum of CSMU ensures the best practice of the industry?
Yeah, as I mentioned that we are designing our curriculum based on the demand of industry. What it means is we have a BOS, a Board of Study committee, and in that committee there are several technical experts who are from several domains, I mean manufacturing or automotive or from mechatronics domain, and they are suggesting us what could be the best curriculum that fulfill the requirement of current and future industries. So that is one way. And second is, for example, we have industrial automation, vibration failure analysis, and design for mechanical engineering. In same way, if you talk about mechatronics engineering, from the beginning, I mean, from the second year, they will have electronics background. I mean, we have giving electronics background to them. For example, electronic circuit and microprocessor and control theory. After that, there is robotics, manipulator technology, and mechatronic system design is there. And at last, there is artificial intelligence. So this is for the BTech in mechatronics programs. As I told you that for BTech in mechanical, we have vibration, failure analysis, and nanofluid particles. These are the courses on which student will get more knowledge and skills to face the challenges, whatever in industry.
Right, sir. Sir, so I'll move forward and will ask my next question. Sir, what would you like people to know that they may not currently know about your institute?
Yeah, it is like first thing is we have good faculty mentorship for each student. Second thing is our curriculum, as I told you that our curriculum is designed for industry or advanced study, means MTech or PhD requirement, whatever the student will have. So that is one way. And third thing is we have high intake labs, and also we have incubation center where students come and work with faculty, and they will also understand how the startup is developed. So there are many things associated with incubation center, and many students, they are presenting their papers and also published in SCI index paper. So what I'm trying to tell it to you is our university environment is not only based on academics, we have a research-oriented atmosphere. So every student is free to learn and to ask anytime to any faculty. So that is the big advantage in our university.
Right, sir. Sir, my next question to you is, what do you see as the greatest strengths of CSM?
Yeah, actually, our university is situated in old Mumbai-Pune highway. So the advantage of this location is within the range of 100-kilometer radius, we have several industries, and some of them are very big industries. So advantage of this location is student as well as my technical experts are coming here regularly. So that is one advantage. Second is it is situated in the valley region. So it is a fully greenery campus. And third thing is, as I mentioned that we have qualified faculties, and most of them are from industry. And we have scholarship schemes for students, and management is also fully supportive. So these are the biggest strength we have.
That's really great, sir. Sir, this is going to be my second. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we have good hostels for boys as well as for girls. So okay, that is also
that's sad, right? So, sir, this is going to be my second last question. What are some of the biggest challenges you see both for the higher education in general and for CSMU specifically?
Yeah, so getting job for just past graduate students nowadays it is difficulty, but as I told you that our curriculum, our research environment is so nice in our university that we believe that most of students, I mean approx 95% of the students get placed in industry, I mean for also for the higher studies. So we have TPO, and who is having good experience, and he's connecting with all industries, whether it is for mechanical as well as for mechatronics. So that is the biggest, I mean, point for us nowadays because of not having job for graduates. So we are having such a good strength for the students. And second thing is we are trying our best to give students so far that they can stand in front of international students. So having good knowledge and experience. Not only that, we are also training them for their personal development. So that is also the biggest achievement of our university.
That's really great, sir. So my last question to you is: any suggestions that you would like to give to current youth and the aspiring students?
So always see what is happening surrounding us. What it means is, let us say nowadays it is raining and we have umbrella. So we can imagine that how the deformation is taking place in the umbrella. So that is, I mean, natural process. So think in such a way. Always be creative. Understand the physics of natural behavior, and just make some different challenges. I mean, to say that, let us say if we develop some model and then create some different scenario, that what happens if the pressure increases, if the temperature increases. So always be creative and try to simulate those things in softwares. I mean, there are several, as I mentioned, that there are several open software. So try to simulate in Python. Python is easily available, and there are apart from it, there are other softwares also. So just to try keeping the modeling or simulation of those mechanics. That is one part. Second example I want to take, that we see cracks on windows or doors, and crack is a dynamic system. I mean, it is happening with respect to time, and it is propagating with respect to time. So how the crack happens? And as I told you earlier, that think in creative way. I mean, what happened? Let us say if the force is maximum, then how the deformation is taken place, or if the torque is maximum, then what happened? Minimum, then what happened? So different cases we can develop, and from that we can learn many things. So always be creative, be positive, and have passion.
That's a really inspiring message, sir. Sir, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for being a part of Thoughts on Education.